Hey everyone, this is Jenny Garcia with a Project Life process video using products from Everyday Explorers. And I'm gonna start by picking cards that I printed with my Canon Pixma TS9520. And these cards are digital cards from the Everyday Explorers website, and I'm gonna have a link below for most of the items that I use. A bunch of the links are affiliate. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but they do help a lot. And the only card that is not from Everyday Explorers is the one that says notes. I believe that one is from L Studio, and I'm just covering a photo that's supposed to be there, but I don't feel comfortable sharing it because it's pictures of friends and I haven't asked for permission. I am going to journal on this card, and then I'm going to use the Everyday Icons Part 2 stamp sets to just add a little bit something to that card. Now I usually write my journaling with the Tombow twin tone dual tip markers, but on matte photo paper the surface it's different and it can ruin the tip of the felt pens, so I use the Papermate Ink Joy Gel pens, which I love too. They're pretty awesome. And when I saw this set, Good Eats sets I believe it's called, I knew that I was going to use that on this photo. I love stamping on photos. It's called 8 This. And I use the Studio Calico Color Theory inks. I use Canon Glossy 2 photo paper, so it's very important to try out the ink and the paper before you decide to stamp on a photo, because it can smudge and a lot of papers don't work well with stamping. So I would suggest doing something like, if you stamp that circle that says food trip, you can stamp it on the photo, and if it smudges, maybe you can have a piece of cardstock or sticker paper that you can stamp on, and that way you can hide any mistakes. Since I already have a process and I use these inks with this paper all the time, I already know how they work. But if you're trying a new company, a new service, a new paper, a new printer, maybe try stamping on a place where you can easily hide it. And for this black ink, I'm using the Stays On ink. This is a photo that we took of my daughters. I don't know why it didn't focus there. In Lares, when we on our trip to Puerto Rico, we went to eat to an ice cream place that has ice creams of all kinds, like rice and beans, carrot, corn, a bunch of different things. And I had coquito ice cream, and it was so good. And I just wanted to document this trip, and I also got some really pretty photos of my daughters. And I'm taking advantage of that napkin on the corner to stamp on top of that. So any big surface, any plain surface that you can take advantage of, that you can stamp, like that piece of, it's a bed sheet, so it's just white. I'm not covering anything important. And since it's white, it's really easy to cover. If it's something like green, because it's a big grassy field, then maybe you can use black or even white. And these two photos of my daughter in front of that fountain were some of my favorite photos of the trip. They came out really nice. And again, I'm using a little bit of that sky to stamp on the photo. And at the center, you can either pick like one of the everyday icons to stamp in the middle of that, or that stamp set comes with a little star, and it has 2 different stars in a circle. It also has some arrows that maybe you can layer on top of that. I'm going to use white on top of that brown, and it's going to show pretty well. And I used the Brilliance white ink from Tsukineko, and it's the best one. I haven't tried one that is as good as that one. And they basically own the same. Tsukineko also owns StazOn, and they're both really good brands, and they work for everything. This is a store that I went to in San Juan, but we went to fly kites over there, which I showed in the last video. And I'm just gonna stamp the dates of the trip, because that stamp actually says official. We came, we saw, we explored, and official documentation. So it's really nice really nice space to put the dates in the middle. And part of me wanted to add something more since there is so much white space, but the other part was like, okay, calm down. That's another of my favorite photos, and I'm going to use that same ready to go stamp set to add the little airplane that says let's go, because we took that photo at the airport. And then I'm going to use these moments prompts to stamp something a little bit in the corner. I'm going to look through a few labels and die cuts to see something that I can stamp on, because that background is really busy, but I wanted something smaller, that way I don't cover much of that mural in the back. That worked perfect, and that is just a piece of cardstock paper that I cut using an L Studio die. And this layer is going to be pretty simple. I'm just going to add a lot of stamping, which is a great way, and I love how that white shows in the blue. It's a great way if you want to feel like you're doing something, but you don't want to go overboard like I usually do. And these stickers are also from Everyday Explorers, but they are from an old mini book maker's kit. And I just wanted to add 3 circles in a cluster, and I wasn't so sure that that stamp was gonna show up, so I decided to stamp on top of a sticker. And when you print and cut anything with the silhouette, there's always a border, and whenever I use sticker sheet, I like to keep that little border in case I need it. I don't use it that often, but it's something, again, to fix mistakes, or like in this case, I know that it wasn't going to show well in black or other color, so I just decided to use a sticker sheet. And I use my typewriter to write on this journaling card, and it said something about that the bottom of the card. It has something about nature, and we weren't really in nature, so I covered that with a Pretty Little Studio sticker. And I have this card thinking that I was gonna write a little bit more, but then I was like, that's cool, because then I can layer a few die cuts there. I can turn it into a filler card. And this is the layout. Again, it was super simple, but I really love how it looks, and everyone in this house loves this picture. I love that photo of my daughter hugging her dad, and the ice cream trip was really awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, And subscribe if you want to see more of my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day, and thank you so much. Bye.